So Chrome OS 118 has rolled out, and for the first time we get to talk about this kind of stuff in terms of Chromebooks and Chromebook Pluses. And so it's going to kind of be the new normal moving forward. And with 118, really, all the new stuff came for Chromebook Plus. And so we've got one of the new Chromebook Plus models here, the Asus Chromebook Plus CX34. And I want to show you around some of the Chromebook Plus specific features that showed up with Chrome OS 118. Before we jump into the features, though, I do want to specify real quickly, just because this device has Chromebook Plus on the lid, it doesn't mean that these features I'm going to show you are only for these handful of devices that are like that. There's actually like 33 total devices, I think, right now. There's a list. We'll link it in the description, and it's over on chromeunbox.com. You can read about that stuff. But there's quite a few Chromebooks that meet the Chromebook Plus specification, and they all got 118. Well, most of them. There's a few that are kind of lagging behind, but maybe by the time you're watching this, they'll have it too. But they've received this 118 update, and all the features I'm going to show you today, even though this is a branded Chromebook Plus device, all those devices will also be getting these features as well, and future features that show up for Chromebook and Chromebook Plus. So let's just dive right in. And we chose to go Chromebook Plus on this specifically because there's not a whole lot new in Chrome OS 118 for non-Chromebook Plus devices. This update was definitely for kind of getting everybody that's going to be on the Chromebook Plus train up to speed so we can start moving forward. So we're wanting to show you this stuff on a Chromebook Plus model. So I'll start with the simpler things first. You can notice this wallpaper. It's new, kind of cool looking. I can't show you in real time what this wallpaper does, but over the course of the day, this wallpaper will change to kind of match the time of day. I had this one on a different device that I took home the other night, and when I got home, I opened the Chromebook, and I have auto dark mode set, so it was in dark mode, but my wallpaper also, because the moon was up and it was nighttime, it was this setting, it was just this setting at nighttime, so it was a kind of cool thing. So if you go into the wallpaper and styles here, you actually get in your wallpaper picker, we'll go in here, you have this new, again, if you're on Chromebook Plus, this new dawn to dark exclusive, and there's two of them in here. The one I've got right now is the cloud flow, and then you've got the earth flow, and it does the same thing. Both of these do the same trick. It changes throughout the day based on the time of day. So those are there. In the future, we're going to be getting like AI driven wallpapers, and we can't wait to get that, test that, and show that stuff to you. But for now, these are the two new wallpapers that were added. But what's really, I think, a little more cool is if we go back out to this customization area, and we're going to turn on the screensaver option, and you got the same stuff that you've always had here, but now you've got dawn to dark exclusives. And if we go down here and choose out of that library, we have two of these. So I'm going to show you Earthflow first, and I'll hit preview. Now this does not follow the time of day. It actually just, when your device goes to sleep, this will pop up, and you can kind of just sit here and watch it. A little mesmerizing, actually. Kind of a time lapse of a day with this shot. So every time you look up, it's just going to kind of be moving and changing like this. It's got your weather and your time in the bottom. If you have media playing, there's a little media player in the top right corner. Pretty cool stuff. And then there's the Cloudflow one as well. I love this one. This is what I've got on mine. I really like normally I have another Chromebook kind of sitting off to the side versus my main setup, and I've had this on now, and so I was working, today, and I looked over and this was going, and I'm like, man, that's cool to look at. I like that. And I'm hoping that we'll get more and more of these in the future. It makes me want to use my screensaver a little bit more, just kind of having that video element here. So that's a really cool feature addition. All right, so that's kind of the small stuff. Chromebook Plus is going to be adding a bunch of AI-driven screensavers, wallpapers, ability to help you write and compose tweets and text and emails and all that stuff right on device. That stuff is coming by the end of the year. That stuff's not here yet. And again, can't wait to get that stuff moving and working and show it to you. But one of the new features that was added, and if I can for just a second explain why this is so cool for Chromebook Plus, is this the new video call features. And the important part to remember here is with these features, there are certain things happening. So background blur, noise cancellation, portrait lighting effects, and all that kind of stuff. For one, they're happening on device. So the stuff I'm going to show you is actually happening on the Chromebook, and regardless whether I'm using Zoom or Google Meet or even in a FaceTime call or whatever, any video chat, these controls pop up, and when they do, they change what is being piped into that service. And so it helps to make a case for Chromebook Plus in general. So if you want to have really good background blur, and you want to have really good noise cancellation, you want to have really good quality of video that's going out, and you want to have all these little features that are on the device, you need to make sure that the device has the hardware to do it. And so that's part of the idea of Chromebook Plus. And I think this video portion highlights why Google is doing this, because when you set a set of parameters for a piece of hardware, it lets developers and it lets Google with ChromeOS in general have these targets to be like, look, we wanted to do this kind of feature before, but it wouldn't have worked on that processor and that one and that ARM chip and this one. It would only work on these. So how do we roll out a feature for Chromebooks that's only going to work on a few Chromebooks? But now they have a landing place. So ChromeOS or Chromebook Plus is that landing place for Google and for developers. So I want to show you this in action. I'm just going to go to Google Meet here, and I'm going to start a instant meeting. And you see at the bottom right there, as soon as I did that, let me cut that off and get that out of here so it looks a little nicer. As soon as I did that, there are video buttons that popped up down here. Now, you have the ability to click this to mute your mic. Turn on mute nudge, yes. So it'll let you know when your mic is muted, which is helpful. So you can mute your mic right there. You can turn off your camera right there. And so instead of having, like this Chromebook has the slider up top, that's great. I love that. But it's even more handy for all the devices that don't, or ones that where the slider breaks or whatever. It's nice to have that button right there. It's just kind of baked in. It's ready for you to mute your camera and your audio regardless of the service. It doesn't matter what you're plugged into. No more hunting in Zoom. I get into Zoom calls and Teams calls and I'm like, God, where's the mute button? Where's my stuff? Don't have to worry about that anymore on a Chromebook. All your controls are right here. And then we can pop up this little menu, and we have background blur. And because it's happening on device, again, with a specific set of hardware, it gives us a much better ability to do this well. And hopefully you can see this on the screen. Like, you can see how tight that blur is to my head. And if you've used the baked in blur stuff in different video chat tools, you know, especially on the web, it's not always great. There's pretty much a buffer around your head where it's not blurred. The whole point is to kind of get rid of the background noise, but this actually looks awesome. This looks really cool. It makes this camera look excellent. It is a pretty decent camera. We can go to the full blur here, but I don't love that. I've never loved that. I think it looks super duper artificial. I love this look. This looks really nice and natural. And even though we're in a room with lighting, the Chromebook's off to the side. The lighting's all kind of coming from over here. You can tell the side of my face is dark. And if I improve lighting, Google just fixes it for you. And now it looks like I just put in a key light over here on the side of my face. I look well lit. There's a nice blur to the background. Everything looks really cool. And so in this meeting, I'm going to look a little more professional than maybe I would. There's no way for me to show you noise cancellation, but I can turn that on too. And again, I know Google Meet provides these types of things. It provides these services, but not all of them do for free, and you know, they work in different ways. This is a way for you to know, I need noise cancellation. My kids are back here, a dog, you know, there's cars driving by, whatever. I can turn that noise cancellation on and bring that stuff down for all the people in the meeting. I can improve my lighting right here. I can add some background blur. I can turn my cameras off. It's all right here in this cool little nested hub that is there while I'm in the video chat, and the minute I'm out, it goes away. It is absolutely well done. And again, one of those perfect things that shows, like, this is why Google's doing the whole Chromebook Plus thing. They need to have hardware that can handle these types of really cool features. And the final thing I want to show you, I can't actually show you in the way that we've been looking at some of this stuff, which is to see things on screen. We got to kind of switch up the camera here because I want to show you the out-of-box experience. And we looked at ChromeOS 1.18. Most of it is the same as what you're getting on Chromebook Plus, but there's a really cool, like, intro animation that happens that I want to show you, and it's this nice touch on top as everything kind of fades in. You'll see it here in just a second. It's just this nice touch that I like that Google added, because these Chromebook Plus devices need to be set apart a little bit. And so I imagine somebody getting it out of the box and opening up for the first time, and Chromebook Plus fades in, and then this animation fades in, and you've got this really nice handheld experience through the entire setup process. Now, with ChromeOS 1.18 on non-Plus devices, it's the same steps. There's some animations that are missing. It doesn't look quite as good, but for the most part it does. It walks you through the same steps, and most of like the new rounded boxes you'll see here in just a second are all there on ChromeOS 1.18. It's just not quite as nice as it is on Chromebook Plus. So we're going to reset this shot so that we can show you that last bit before we get out of this one. Okay, so as I was talking about, I want to show you all kind of what it'll be like to open up a new Chromebook Plus, again, or one that's not branded that is part of this Chromebook Plus thing. So imagine pulling it out of the box and opening up and seeing this. I know it's little, but that is a really nice touch compared to what we used to get, which was like ChromeOS and then you just were here. So let me walk you through this real quick. So once you get into your Wi-Fi here, a lot of these settings are going to be the same as what we've had for a little while, but there's just a nice new box that everything's in versus it being a big white screen, and it just has a nice Material U look, which partially came in from 117. Oh, I didn't point that out too. Let's see, personal use. This little animation here. I kind of skipped past this too quick. This is a cool one. So it's just saying add your Google stuff and get all your services. It's a nice touch. Let's see. So we're gonna add in this. And once you get signed in, you can already see the wallpaper that I've had set before is kind of filling in the back. It's super, blurred out back there, but it's a nice touch again to let me kind of feel like, okay, I'm almost home here. But you got your basic terms and conditions and all that kind of stuff. Accept and continue. You can review some sync options if you want. If you've had Chromebooks set up before, you're probably going to want to leave them the same. And I'm just going to set a dummy pin here. But even that, you saw like the numbers looked, it's all Material U, which is really nice. And then we get to this point here where we get to choose a few things. So we've got the scrolling direction. We'll do change display size. So this stuff showed up, I think, in 117. We've talked about it, but you can check and test your scroll position or scroll direction. Make sure you like that. We're gonna knock it down. We'll go 2 notches down. And then I like to go auto. And then we're all set, all signed in. All of our stuff is saved. And then, just like every other out of the box, it meets you kind of with what's new. Here's some apps and games, all that kind of stuff on your Chromebook. And just like that, we are logged back in and up and running. But what we wanted to show you here was just how cool and how, thoughtful that initial process is now for Chromebook Plus users. And that's an important thing because Chromebook Plus is going to be something that Google starts to advertise a lot more, that is basically trying to tell consumers, hey, these things are helpful and they're beneficial for you to use, and you can do a lot of stuff on them, and you can rely on the fact that if you buy one that's a Chromebook Plus model, you know that it's going to get all of these features. You don't have to worry about it not getting the latest greatest stuff. All the software that gets developed, like Photoshop and stuff, that it's made to work well on Chromebook Plus devices. And so it's an exciting time. It's interesting to sit and watch these updates come in and for there to be kind of different features, but that's just going to be the way things are for the foreseeable future right now. And it's exciting to see what Chromebook Plus is going to offer. It's exciting to see what's happening now, but it's also exciting to think about all the stuff that's coming in the future. But guys, that's it for this one. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit subscribe, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Till next time, we'll see you.